It's a bloody cool franchise to be a part of. I remember my audition, which would have been 2017, something like that. So going back a really long way, because obviously you start years before the release date. The audition scene was the scene with Alt and Johnny at the gig that leads into Sexy Time. After that, when they actually called me in and told me about it, it was quite funny because obviously Alt does not spend the entire game in human form, but so of course she has a completely different voice when she becomes an AI. So that was quite interesting because I hadn't auditioned doing that. How did I find her voice? For the AI thing, you mean? Well, she still had to stay American, so we had to stay there. We had to stay with the low, we had to stay with the husky, but we had to make everything smooth, very smooth. And so I ended up, I actually wish they'd put a camera on me in the booth when I was recording it, because I don't think I've done this before or since. I did a huge amount of Tai Chi. So I was like, Johnny, this is not what you want to do. And it was all this kind of like, all my arms would be like, how are you feeling today? Why are you so angry? And it's just my arms are just doing this the whole time.
As I recall, we started with older Rogue, who's 80 years old. Looks pretty good. I just played it as I am.
Oh, stop
old
it.
now. So it's about softening and perhaps inviting a little bit of naivete into the voice, making the voice sound a little bit younger, but just softening it a little bit, maybe raising the pitch, you know, half a note. Okay. Like, what do you want me to say to you? That's the older Rogue.
The gaming community is fucking incredible. Truly, and I'm not saying that to be nice. I'm sure Jane feels the same. Like, we get messages of like love, support, adoration, all the lovely things that boost oxytocin and serotonin and make you feel good, you know? And it's incredible to get that feedback on your work when, for example, if you were in film and television, you might not get such a strong sense of feedback, but because of the interaction of social media and the gaming community, we get a lot of feedback. And luckily, touch wood, mainly positive, and people are mainly lovely, and they tell you these incredible stories about video games saving their lives or helping them survive the death of a parent or coming to terms with their sexuality. And I just think that's the biggest privilege ever. I really do.
It was really lovely to hear players' personal stories in terms of their connection to the game and what the game means to them, and then also the characters' journeys. I always feel incredibly honored to be a part of that. And to be honest, when I first started getting into games, I really had no sort of expectation of that happening. And I find it very deeply touching.
And quite humbling as well.
Very humbling. It was a while ago since we recorded this game, but actually it's really kept alive by this quite consistent interaction with fans, which I really, really appreciate.